"Reports of my death are greatly exaggerated," Mark Twain once said. And that, quite fittingly, seemed to apply to the Delta Queen for much of her existence. Now it appears that the Queen's obituary is premature no more. The Delta Queen survived and often thrived under a succession of owners after arriving in Cincinnati in 1947. With touches of luxury inside and out, the Queen quickly became a community treasure and beloved by fans all along the inland rivers. But in 1970, the safety at sea law threatened to put the Queen out of commission. A massive campaign with petitions, banners, and national publicity was led by Betty Blake, an extraordinary promoter and public relations expert. A last-minute reprieve allowed the Queen to continue to carry overnight passengers. The Queen again needed an exemption in 2008. Then Congressman Steve Chabot led a new Save the Queen campaign. But ultimately, it was too late.
We've documented those over the years. We have a collection about saving the Delta Queen.
The Delta Queen's story had been chronicled at the time of the first tall stacks in a TV special called The Unsinkable Delta Queen, produced by Local 12 and Sentimental Productions. The paddlewheeler had first gone into service on the Sacramento River in the 1920s with a companion boat, the Delta King. The Queen then served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, designated a yard ferry boat. After the war, Tom Green, owner of the Green Line steamers, bought the Queen at auction for only $46,000. Green hired Captain Fred Wade Jr. to get the Delta Queen down the coast of California and through the Panama Canal. He recalled his first glimpse of the steamboat.
Here she was, all painted navy gray, looking kind of morose and sad.
Gordon Green, Tom Green's son, was the youngest passenger at age 12.
It was a true Huckleberry Finn experience in a lot of respects. I didn't have to take a shower or bath or do anything, and I got very, very dirty because the boat had a lot of soot, and the smokestack kicked out a lot of soot and dirt, actually.
The intervening years brought steamboat races with the Belle of Louisville.
And here they go, bow to bow, under the Jefferson Memorial Bridge.
A vacation by President Carter and his family, and designation as a national landmark. But now, despite these vibrant images from vintage film, the Delta Queen is looking morose once more. After becoming a floating hotel in Chattanooga, the Queen has been unceremoniously moored in Houma, Louisiana for several years. Legally, a congressional exemption again exists, but the current owners have been unable to raise the money needed for extensive repairs. Way had met Jim Burns, the builder of the Queen, before leaving California. Burns had predicted a long life and many owners. That prompted a reflection from Way.
When something does happen to her, as it is bound to do to all boats and people alike, there will never be a replacement like it.
Frank Mayfield, longtime friend of the Delta Queen, had presented a paper to the Cincinnati Literary Club about Betty Blake and the Save the Queen campaign. For most of his life, he saw the Queen as a symbol of an important part of American history.
The packet boat era was really what brought the people and the industry from the East Coast into Middle America. And those packet boats stopped in Cincinnati, Louisville, St. Louis, Memphis, and deposited the immigrants that now make up, their heirs now make up the great cities of Middle America. And the Delta Queen is the symbol, the last great symbol of that tremendously exciting historical aspect of this country.
Indeed, there are still paddle wheelers of all ages and sizes, but none as revered as the Delta Queen.